Hey guys, Kev here, and I have a new Null knife to show you. So this is the Null Knives Vandal. This is based on the Voodoo footprint, and then they obviously made it bigger and made some changes. So pretty cool. We're going to take a look at this. It does drop on the 17th at 3 p.m. Eastern, so I just want to put that out there. Here is some pause and read for you. Production updates, etc. I'm probably going to take a look at this. Here's all the versions. Pause and read if you're interested. Lots of stuff going on there. Looks like some baller versions. Looks like this purple haze version is $425. Black DLC on the handle, belt satin blade, black DLC purple. Why is it $425? Black DLC, gold camo. It's a belt satin blade. So the ones with stonewash are $365, $385. Interesting. Okay. All right. So here's the sticker. Says Null Knives and then Vandal over the front. We'll put that over here. Get this one up out of here. Let's take a look at it, and I'll let you guys know what I think and if there's any changes I would want to make, and then we can look at what the changes were. I didn't look at that list there. You can see this one's been passed around. It's pretty beat up right here on the pivot. Here is the purple haze fat carbon, and then you have, looks kind of like a blurple. When it catches the light, it's kind of blurply, but it's like a polished purple, I guess, on the accents. And then I think it's gonna be DLC. I don't think this is, but I could be wrong. Usually DLC has more of a sort of gray, like a matte gray look when it's on handles. But whatever. It's gonna be DLC. That's the point. You can see the edges look like they've been beat up a little as well, probably from carry. If it's a DLC version, that probably shouldn't happen. You could still wear the edges, I guess, but you shouldn't have like steel showing through or titanium showing through, so that's cool. But then again, it's not going to be as tough as a DLC blade would be, right? Titanium's not as tough as the steel. So when you DLC it, it's still not going to be as tough as a DLC blade, if that makes sense. Nice action on that. So you have these triangular thumb studs. Again, it's very voodoo-y. It's just a different blade shape and size, which I think is cool. I did see at Blade Show that they're doing a mini voodoo, and I'm really excited about that. That's the one for me. This is obviously a bit large for my taste, and I'll be honest, the blade shape doesn't do it for me. Yeah, it's just not my style. Now, that doesn't mean it's not cool. Doesn't mean you might not love it. I'm just telling you my preference. You guys know I'm a sheep's foot guy, and I love the original voodoo blade, so I would have loved to have seen just a larger voodoo, and then they're doing a mini, you'd have a mini voodoo. But the voodoo wasn't that small to begin with. I think it was probably 3.5 inches. So this one is 3.85. So it's a pretty big boy over here. And then it's going to be 8.75 overall, which is pretty big. Vanex Super Clean. So everybody is using Vanex these days with Riot, which makes sense. We are too. 4.8 ounces. Nice. So you have a belt satin here, and you have a compound grind. So you have a hollow grind back here, and then a flat grind up here, which is nice. Pretty thin hollow back there, and then flattens up there. So you're going to have a tough tip, but you're going to have a slicey mofo. Really nice. I like the hole shape. I do think it's a little different than the Voodoo. I mean, it's just a lot bigger, too. The Fuller, I mean. So you can fire off of that. If you're left-handed, you have plenty of space there. You're not going to be on the lock bar because it's just a big knife. Maybe if you have huge hands, it could be an issue, but I don't think so. And then the backspacer has a cutout in it, and that means centering is very important. In this case, it is pretty much perfect. Look at that. Very nice. No lash or anything. Thumb studs are nice. I'm not a big fan of proprietary studs, but these actually work, so I like them. Satin stop pin, I guess, to match the blade. Makes sense. I mean, it is a smooth mother. Just swings down. Let's see if there's any... Yeah, there's a little bit of play there. You can hear it. Let me see if I tighten that down, what we end up with here. Doesn't look like I can hurt that pivot anymore. Okay, I cannot tighten that. Can I tighten the pivot cap? Well, it kind of went away, so I wonder if the pivot cap was loosening. I don't know. Let's see if I can... Maybe it was just a little loose and I didn't even notice I tightened it. It doesn't feel like that's moving at all. Yeah, now there's no play. Still great action. So something was loose. Tightened it up. Obviously, this has been passed around a lot, guys. You know, he's advertising a drop and everything, so don't worry about that. Yours is going to be solid. It's a Riot made knife. I believe Sean from Null Knives told me that this is going to be a drop with a 2 to 3 week lead time. I think those are the words he said. So it'll be our first live drop for an all-new model. Limited quantities available. Oh, maybe there is no lead time. I don't know where I got that from. I swear I asked him and he said that, but I could be wrong. Null Knives. Pull up the website. Introducing the Vandal. Available on July 17th. Here's all the versions and the pricing. Brown micarta, black micarta, black camo, that's a good one, but it has the hand satin, which is cool. And then gold camo, that one's $425, and the purple CF one is $425 as well. I'm guessing because you have to pay a little more for the belt satin and the DLC. That's why it's $425. I guess that makes sense. I'd love to see all of these under $400 though. Personally, but you know, it is what it is. Then there's a baller black camo with Damasteel. That one's $615, and then you have a all out baller Damasteel, and looks like Moku tie, Timascus, no crystallized tie. Yeah, crystallized tie on the bolster here and the scale, and then the Damasteel blade. So basically, you're paying for that Damasteel blade, and I guess the crystallized tie. Although usually crystallized tie isn't more expensive, just a little bit compared to regular. I wonder if the studs are crystallized tie. I mean, it's a very intricate setup, so yeah, definitely going to cost something to have Riot do all that. That blade looks wild, doesn't it? It almost looks like it doesn't, like it has a different blade shape. It's just a weird, I mean that in a good way. It's just cool looking. Look at that. It's almost like the blade is melting away. I know that's such a weird thing to say, but that is very cool. That is expensive though, $725. But hey, they're limited and they have a cool thing going there. Same pattern on the back spacer as the Voodoo. And I believe you could front flip this if you really wanted to. Just put your finger here. Oh, no? Really? Ugh. Okay, you can't. I take it back. I swear I could do it with the Voodoo, but maybe I'm crazy. Good ergonomics, just like before. Good finger choil here. I will say the bottom of the clip, a little pokey. It's a little sharp here. Just noticed that when I was gripping like this, my finger is right there. That's a left-handed thing. Right-handed, yeah, I don't feel it at all. Which is probably why it's there. You know what I mean? Let's take a look at those changes. I'm trying to think of what I would change. Yeah, I would want it smaller, but that's stupid. Obviously, I would want it to be DLC. I can't be sure, but I don't think it's DLC. I mean, look at the pivot. It's all chewed up. If it was DLC, these shouldn't be all chewed up, right? But again, prototype. Keep that in mind. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't change all that much, to be honest. Plunge grind. Yeah, plunge grind's a little bit. It's kind of like right here, so potentially could be getting a smile after a sharpening. Yeah. That would be a nice change. Don't see much else. Still a little bit of a pokey clip. I would update personally. Let's see what they said. Production updates. Extend forward finger choil. So it's going to be extended 0.1 inches. So it's going to be bigger. That does make sense, actually. For my finger, it works. It's fine. T8 Torx pivot. Slightly deepen the Torx head. Okay, that's good. I like that. Logo size. Reduce logo size by 20%. Definitely like that. I would just get rid of it, but that's me personally. I'm not a billboarding guy, but I get it. Gold camo variant. Gold tie, polished backspacer, and blasted recessed V. Okay, so they're talking about the V's on the back here, I believe. And then PVD to DLC. All PVD parts will be DLC for production because everybody wants DLC these days, and I am on board. So there you go. Yeah, the only other change I would make is get rid of that point there, but if it bothered you, if you're left-handed maybe, and it bothers you, your hand would have to be my size, and you would have to be left-handed. So probably going to be pretty rare, but you could just knock that off with something. I mean, you're going to hurt the finish, but, you know. Yeah, very cool. That's the Vandal from Null Knives. Again, not my aesthetic personally on the blade shape, but I dig it. I think it's cool. I like that he's doing different blade shapes. That's always fun. You guys love his stuff. I love his stuff. I want the mini Voodoo. That's the one I'm after. But if you like them big knives, here you go, guys. Null Knives Vandal. 8.75 inch knife. 3.85 inch blade. Something like that. Monster of a knife here. So have at it. Drops on the 17th. And let me know what you think. Shout out to Sean for sending this my way to check out the prototype. I'm going to send this on to my buddy Brian over at Bees Blade. So keep an eye out for Brian's video. And let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comments. Let me know if you're going to pick one up. If you are, which version. Would love to hear about that. Love to chat in the comments as usual. And I love you guys. I'm going to catch you later. Peace.